Welcome to Icy Tales. Today on Icy Tales, we're going to be having discussions on interior designing and entrepreneurship. Sounds very interesting. Well, it should, because today I'm in conversation with Mr. Ekant Singh, who's the founder of his venture, Page 2813. So, welcome, sir. How are you and how does it feel to be here?
Thank you very much. It is really a pleasure to be here and to answer your questions and to the relative field of interior design. It's
Right.
great.
Very, very happy to know that. So, without holding up further, let's dig right into it. So, tell us the story of how your venture, Page 2813, began.
See, I have been first stint of my work. I have been working in. I've been born and brought up in Delhi, and I was always
Oh,
working there.
okay.
There was some point of time in my life I had thought that I will spread my wings to different cities.
Mm-hmm.
Mumbai was always in my mind, but I had two minds because the way the dynamics of the two cities are completely different.
Right.
Uh, Years ago, I got an opportunity to
Mm-hmm.
work on a project, a very
Mm-hmm.
small project in Mumbai, where they were looking for furniture designer.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did interior designing, I was more inclined towards being making a furniture and being known as a furniture
Mm-hmm.
designer, which I am now today. Successfully, people know me as more of a furniture designer than an
Mm-hmm.
interiors guy
Okay.
uh, throughout the journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on the way to Mumbai for the first projects, and when I was in the flight, I was flipping through few pages
Mm-hmm.
and just said to myself that I am going to be adding a new page in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and I just thought it was a vague idea, and I thought that probably I'll do one project in
Mm-hmm.
Mumbai and I'll rush back, and you know how you do go to a different city, you do a couple of projects like I do it now also in Kolkata, in Bangalore, in Ahmedabad, in
Mm-hmm.
Pune. You go, you do the project, you sum up the project, and you come back.
Right.
Uh, I very little idea I had that I would be in Mumbai for a very longer time and
Mm-hmm.
longer space. That I claim and say that I'm in Mumbai right now. So yeah, I very rarely you will people will listen that I say I will be saying that I'm from Delhi or
Mm-hmm.
I belong to Delhi. I always say
Right.
Mumbai, where my heart lies here now.
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing slowly projects, and then I wanted to give a shape and definition because the work had started progressively
Mm-hmm.
here. And 28th is date of my birth. So I
Okay.
thought I can't leave it page like page, and I
Mm-hmm.
added page to 8, which was
Mm-hmm.
my date of birth, and it didn't seem right to me somehow. And I kept on thinking that I need to add another letter or another alphabet to it, or
Mm-hmm.
something that remarks and has a different significance,
Right.
because all of the designers, we keep on finding different names for the entity which we create.
Yes.
So, and 13 is my lucky number, which is not lucky for many people.
Yes.
And my first office in Mumbai was on the 13th floor also.
Oh,
Today, where I live in a house is a 13th floor also. So, and there are many things which I initiate on
mhm.
13, and especially the Friday the 13th, which people think that Friday the 13th is a very jinxed this
Yes.
thing, a number and a date and a day, so to say. I have
Yes.
not believed in that whatsoever. So that's how page 2813 started. And immediately, the moment I said page 2813, the first line, the tagline came to my mind was the furniture design chapter, because
Mm-hmm.
I really always wanted to be associated as a furniture designer more
Mm-hmm.
than an interior designer. So the
Mm-hmm.
tagline also is there, which is written bold everywhere, page 2813, the furniture design chapter. So
It's
this is
very,
how it
very
started.
nice to know that because I was very curious on the name of this page 2813 and hearing that 13 was lucky for you is indeed bringing some positivity. So I really like how this conversation is going. Thank you so much for that, sir.
Thank you. Thank
Let's
you.
move on something more into what you do. So what future do you think that interior designing and furniture designing have right now?
See, there is a lot of scope, and there is a lot of variation which has happened in past couple of years in terms of where interior lies.
Mhm.
uh,
Yeah.
when I did interior design fairly 20 years ago,
Mhm.
uh, there was no scope. Even there was a reservation from my family side.
Mhm.
People thought that interior designing is a work which is more related to carpentry. They didn't understand that there is setting up a house. I'm talking about a primitive style when, 20 years
Mhm.
ago, when 20 years before I'm taking you to the.
Mhm.
So uh, it was a no-no from my family when I wanted to do interior design as a career or a
Mhm.
choice. So we come to a negotiation that I will do interior design also and I will do MBA also. So that
Mhm.
if I don't have a career in interior design for my family's sake, I will say, okay, fine, I'll
Yes.
go to a different line altogether. So I
That.
did MBA in HR as well, side by side when I was
Mhm.
doing the design.
Mhm.
And fairly, yes, there wasn't any scope 20 years ago. If you talk about of interior designer, there were
Mhm.
very less people will hire interior designer because architect has always have a bigger market then also and now also.
Correct.
The architectural and architects.
Mhm.
So slowly, steadily started progressing and being or having said that I wanted to be a furniture designer was again a different genre we were talking
Yes.
about then.
Mhm.
And today also, there are very, very, very few, and I think I haven't heard in from anywhere else
Mhm.
otherwise that I'm a furniture designer or I specialize in a furniture designing space.
Mhm.
There are very, very few people who would be talking to you for that
Yes.
and say and claim that I'm a furniture designer.
Mhm.
uh, there are designers, there are interior designers, and the interior designers only design the furniture in their own domain, and they call it as a masterpiece or furniture piece.
Right.
But choosing as a definite path is a complete different thing. And
Mhm.
today, if you talk about interior designer, has a very, very, very big space, especially after 2020 when the lockdown happened
Mhm.
and all of the people, the real estate market has really gone up. People have
Right.
started valuing to understand that what a new interior designer does. Uh, sketching on the paper or making setting up of
Mhm.
layout and giving you few elevations and few design is what people used to think that interior designer job is. But
Right.
there is a lot which an interior designer brings into your life.
Mhm.
They bring the aesthetics into your life, they bring the color coding into their life, they bring the comfort into their life, the whole gamut in which you hire an interior designer and the designers plans the
Mhm.
space according to the need of you and every family member of your
Mhm.
house is very significant and very important.
Right.
Because at the end of the day there are four set of different people living in the house. There is a
Yeah.
housewife, there is a guy who goes out, earns, and come back. There are kids who go into a different field altogether today. So
Yes.
when all of these four different people, when they come back to their house, how they find the comfort in their own house, how they
Mhm.
find the comfort in the colors, how they find the comfort in the materials used in the house is a
Mhm.
part of a interior designer.
Yes.
And this is what people have understood under the lockdown probably, or
Mhm.
probably looking at a lot of show flats which we have done all around Mumbai, that they need to hire an interior designer to get into one conclusions, because
Right.
every family has different heads and everyone wants to run their head in a different direction, to do the space planning and
Mhm.
to do the color filling and artifacts and furniture into their house. So this
Mhm.
is where we come into the play.
Right. I didn't know that there's so much of backstory into interior designing itself as a whole. So I was totally like gaining so much of knowledge through your entire thing which you spoke right now. So thank you so much
Interior,
for saying that.
interior design is a very vast chapter,
Yeah.
like I would say. It's not only, when you do interior designing, it's not only that, you are limited to a scope or limited
Mhm.
to a requirement or per square feet or whatever. Yes, these are all deliverables which are part of the job which we do.
Mhm.
But
Yes.
then there are various aspects. There are various styles which are available
Mhm.
in the market, from classical to art deco to your Western European, from neoclassical. There are so
Mhm.
many genres of how you can build or make your house and what is your liking, what is that you want, because it is very important. See, we can make the house, we can create a space for you, but
Mhm.
eventually you have to live in the house, we don't
Yes.
have to live in a house. So we get into a part wherein we understand all aspects of the house and
Mhm.
people living in the house to design a space so that there is a comfort in the ease. No one
Right.
wants to come back to the house and see the irritated color which we like probably and which you don't like, and get irritated every day looking at what we've created, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yes. With that being said, I think we should move on to the next question because it's all very interconnected. So,
Yeah.
when we do this decor at home and in our workplaces, how do you think it brings an impression in people, and how important is it?
See, like I just said,
Mhm.
every house and every corner of the house speaks about and have a reflection of you.
Okay.
In a house, there are various rooms, or
Mhm.
probably if you talk about one BHK, there is one room. But
Yes.
every space in the house is reflection of you. It is
Mhm.
very important, how you do a placement of things in a right way and it arise.
Mhm.
Uh, it's exactly like how you want to dress up every day. If you
Mhm.
are dressing up shabby, if you're wearing a knotted shirt or shoes which are not matching or colors not matching, it is not prim and proper, you've been judged all the time.
Right.
That how it is, and you've been judged all the time when
Mhm.
people enter your house,
Yes.
especially when they go to your washrooms, especially
Correct.
when they sit on the couch, especially when
Mhm.
they do. No, you don't want to have a space of the house which is overly utilized or
Mhm.
underutilized,
Yes.
or is or things are kept in a haphazard way in the whole house, in the living room or in your room. That
Mhm.
is a true reflection of how you are and who you are.
Mhm.
If you don't have a right space planning, if you cannot put the things in the right place where they should be, and
Mhm.
despite the fact that you have a place or space in your house where you can be keeping it in a right frame and right things, and you just keep it anywhere, is how it is reflected that how a dirty person could be. He doesn't
Mhm.
know how to keep his house. If he's that dirty in the house, how is he keeping himself?
Correct.
It also, it is from the inside. If you have a nice spick and span, beautiful,
Mhm.
luxury, non-luxury, budgeted, whatever house it is, it needs to look clean, good, and a part of you. What you are is what we give to people
Right.
normally.
Very, very nice to know that. And I'm sure on a daily basis, when you work on projects or just generally, you might be getting so many ideas. So how do you develop all these ideas, and what is your thought process behind all of this?
It's a very good question. Uh, People ask me when I design furniture pieces
Mhm.
that where did you pick this material from? How
Mhm.
much time does it take to make this? Uh, did you design the furniture piece first, or did you introduce the material then?
Mhm.
I uh, i normally, what I do is, I do a lot of road trips.
Oh,
I have a lovely dog which I love like crazy. So I do a lot of road trips, taking him along the journey from Mumbai to Delhi, Delhi to Mumbai, different cities. I've been to Indore and everything, traveling with him. So there are very different cities you cross, different
mhm.
villages you cross, and there are materials which are available in these cities,
Yes.
which are not significantly known or used
Mhm.
by design fraternity or architect fraternity, because what is available in metropolitan is what we pick and we use, because
Yes.
it is available to the different vendors which we have, and we
Mhm.
we just go into it. So there are different materials which I love and like, not India but internationally also.
Mhm.
A lot of things which I picked up from there, just thinking that I can create something out of it. I
Right.
bring them here, and then whenever I get an opportunity from a client side or from my
Mhm.
side, from my lounge here in Mumbai, I create a piece and put it on there, and it is a different. It's completely different how I place it onto the materials and furniture, or on the wall cladding, or
Mhm.
anywhere else. Uh, the people think sometimes that we have not even thought that this material can be on dining table,
Right.
uh, or this piece of tile can be used in this way, or this kind of semi-precious stone can be inlaid on the dining table or
Mhm.
on the chair, or a grass. There is a Japanese grass which I had got from, I was traveling to Japan, and there is a
Oh,
grass which was there on the road. You know
yes.
how we have fields and everything, and
Mhm.
paddy field and whatever. So they had this thing, and I just collected a lot of them because I loved them. I brought it here in India. They were sitting there in the factory for a very long time, and now I've created a very beautiful centerpiece out of it. It's there in the
Oh,
lounge to see.
It's very, very nice to know that you are developing whatever you're seeing. That's a very creative brain behind what you're doing. So great, great job on that. Were you saying something? We
No, no, no.
started talking, but then I interrupted. All right, so we can move on to the next question. Being a designer, I'm sure our viewers want to get some sort of ideas from you. So give us some creative color combination ideas for a good decor.
See, I tell you what. Uh, as a designer, I've been known. Now I know because people talk about all of this. In the space where that he's crazy, and I love this word crazy tagged to me always.
Mhm,
With the positive note, they say that आप इसको कुछ भी दो, ये आपको create करके दे देगा. You give
mhm.
a throw a challenge on him, and he will make sure that he will do it.
Right.
Uh, there have been colors which I have
Mhm,
been experimenting on, and there are colors which are patented, which we have created and which are available with us in our stock also. I
mhm,
mean, they are very nice, beautiful color textures which we have created. Uh, we often don't want to use pink as a color because
oh,
we have gender bias that color always.
mhm,
Um, I had used a pink color in a dining room of a house, and a very prestigious project which I'm talking about.
mhm,
Everyone talked about, and every single, how can you use a powder pink? How have you suggested it?
mhm,
And I was completely point blank that we are going to use it.
mhm,
In whole of the gamut of the house making in 6 months, the client was quite spectacle about it, pink color. And the only thing he wanted to see was when the pink color is done on the dining room, how
mhm,
will it look? And
mhm.
it had come out stunning. It changed the whole definition how that images have gone in the market. And
Right.
then uh, salmon is a color, which is very, very close to my heart.
Mhm,
Salmon is very, very good, and salmon you can use because I love Norwegian salmon any which
mhm.
ways. Um, uh, Whenever I travel, I just eat that fish whenever I'm traveling abroad. So that's again a color which is very close to my heart. Uh, it also resembles to the fish. It also resembles to the pink flamingo which are there in Navi Mumbai. I
Right.
also associate with it because when I moved to Mumbai for the first time 10 years ago, I landed
Yeah.
up in Navi Mumbai.
Okay.
And that's where I started my journey, and with a small house, and
Mhm,
like everyone has their share bit of struggle in the city which we live in, or any city which we live in. I had that, and I often used to go and sit where the flamingos used to come in Navi Mumbai.
mhm,
And that's why I advocate and love salmon color. There's another color which is silver champagne. We use
mhm,
silver also, we use champagne color also when we talk about whenever we have to do a finishes onto the furniture or onto the wall or other aspects, or when we do the ceiling,
mhm.
we usually use silver or a gold or a champagne color. So we
Right.
introduced a new color which is a
Mhm,
hit seller.
mhm,
We introduced in a very, very fancy
mhm.
customer experience center, a project which launched in Mumbai, in Baikala. And
Right.
ever since that color has been there, everyone asks and inquire about that color. And trust me, I'm not brooding about it. We have given the formula of the color to the people also, how they can use it, and no one is able to copy it. And we do it left, right, and center. The same thing.
Right.
Silver champagne is another color which they can use. And if they don't find it in the market, they can come to page 2813. We'll give it to them.
Our viewers will be so happy to get your side of this promotion. So thank you so
So
much.
there is another color which we have made and introduced
Mhm,
was brown.
mhm,
See, on a PU, on the base of the dining table and on the center table, or wherever we're using a metal finish.
mhm.
Otherwise, because there are a couple patent colors which are available in the market. Normally people use the same colors because that's the very easy thing. Gold, silver, like I said, metallic, titanium, these are the colors which are available. No one has gone to the extent of experimenting it, so we
Mhm.
have actually uh, and bronze is also available,
Okay.
bronze, antique brass. So I wanted to just cut that off and go to a different thing altogether.
Mhm.
So we experimented with the brown color. So we have a gloss brown, which is a tinge
Okay.
of brown, mixture of bronze, copper, and
Mhm.
uh, yellow. So,
Oh,
and it has come up very, very well. It is also available with us, which we have done many years, and people
oh,
just love it because
mhm,
it's neither bronze, neither a brown, neither a
mhm,
yellow,
mhm.
neither a antique brass, if you would
Oh,
say it.
okay.
So these are the four colors. If they want to experiment and they want to use it, they are completely different, and they're on a different niche altogether. You will
Mhm.
not find it normally available in the market.
Very, very rightly said. And I really wanted to end this interview on a very positive note. So, the last question being, what are your major positive takeaways after starting page 2813?
See, there's a very big positive takeaway of my life from where I
Mhm,
started page 2813,
mhm,
that you should never say never in your life.
mhm. Right.
I had thought that I will never ever work or stay in Mumbai for a longer time, and I am a resident of Mumbai today. I had said that many people have asked if you have a customer experience center, or if you have a showroom in Mumbai, or where can we come and see your work. We don't
Mhm,
want to go to show flats and see your work. We don't want to
right.
go to the residentials because that's a
Mhm.
private place. We don't
Yes.
want to go to the commercial establishments, what you do. We don't want to go to the restaurants which you have done. So
Yes.
where, if you want to open it, there have been debates, there have been open debates on it with me, and I've said that I'm never going to, this is a disinvestment, I'm never going to open up a showroom, I'll never open up a retail space. And here I am. It just slipped through in 2022 that I've got an area of my choice, and I don't call it as a retail space, I call it as a lounge. I
Oh,
would really like and invite people to come and have a look at the lounge, where I have
mhm,
done some craziest things which are not available, and which people think that, is this, can this be achievable? Can this be molded into a furniture piece or a
mhm.
design statement like this?
Yes.
And the answer is yes, it is, and it is available in page 2813 lounge, which is in Chamber.
All right. So very nice to know that, and I'm happy that we are ending this conversation because you and me are smiling. So, with this being said, let's bring an end to this crazy conversation, your favorite word.